Hey everyone, it's Michael from RV8 Pilot. Thanks for stopping by the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. Something new we're doing. I've had a couple emails asking about the systems and the airplane itself. The two emails that came in last week were regarding the avionics and how I had things set up. So I thought I would make a couple videos showing you mano'war, how I had it set up, and the systems I put in it. So let's take a look. All right, guys, I'm jumped into mano'war. Nothing's powered on, so I'd like to just point out some of the avionics and how I have things set up. So I did a couple custom side panels, one on the right and then one over on the left. Not my design. I just copied a couple other builders, mainly my good buddy Glenn Vokak. What I have on the right is a guarded master switch, alternator field switch, Avionics master switch, left ignition, right ignition, both are guarded, and then the start switch, which is guarded by a red handle. It's a momentary switch. I got a potentiometer here for panel lights, and then the pilot seat heat low and high. I got a USB power port here with two USB slots, one that I have to power my iPhone with this red cable here, and then the other one I have a USB LED light here that I can use at nighttime. On the left hand side I have the pitot heat on and off, autopilot servos on and off, boost pump on and off. I have a three-way switch for the nav and strobe, so off is down, nav is in the middle, and nav and strobe is at the top. Landing light on and off, taxi light on and off, and then my smoke system switches here. So I have an armed, an off, and an on switch with both of the circuit breaker for the smoke pump here and a smoke on and off light there. Coming up to the panel, I've got my ELT control. I've got a red LED light that's controlled on the right and left side by that potentiometer. Event, the first one is the Garmin 625XI, the Dyno 7-inch, the Dyno 10-inch touch. I've got a Dyno COM number 1 and a Dyno COM number 2. I got the Dyno Autopilot panel and the Dyno intercom. So in this system I also have the Dyno transponder, ADS-B in and out, two servos for the autopilot, the AirInc module which connects the Garmin to the Dyno Skyview system. And I recently added the Avionics AV30 as a backup system. So when I have the two AHRs between the Dyno, I have the backup system here for a tiebreaker. So let's power some of this stuff up and see what it looks like. So I bring on my battery master. What I have that connected to is my number 1 COM, my 10-inch Dyno, and my Avionics AV30. At the same time in my checklist, I bring my alternator field turn on. And then after I do my engine startup procedure, then I bring on my Avionics master switch. It takes just a few seconds for these to boot up. And you can see the Dyno COM 1 and 2 here. The autopilot's powered up as well as the intercom. Now I don't have a audio panel in this aircraft, so I just have two comms, and to control the push to talk on my stick I use a toggle. So left is for the number 1 comm, right is for the number 2 comm. So when I want to talk on the number 1, I flip it over there, talk. Want to talk on number 2, flip it over to the right side and talk. So here you can see how I have my 10-inch screen set up, PFD on 50%, and then the map 50%. I like the 10-inch touch because I can use it just like an iPad, zoom in and out, see the traffic out there, see the fixes and touch it. The PFD set up like that. I do have my 7-inch set up for EMS, But with the Dyno System Skyview, you could change it, add stuff as you needed to. If I wanted to bring the map up, or if I wanted to bring the PFD there, so I had 3 AHRS indications, you could do all kinds of different things. And you could lay out, if you wanted to have a big map with a little bit of EMS, you go 50-50 there. But this one's not touched. This is the original Skyview. And then with the Avionics AV30 here, it would be my backup. So we have an ADSB antenna not too far away from here, so I do get weather automatically in here, even just sitting in my hangar. So you could see some of the weather that's out there in the Chicagoland. A few little thunderstorms brewing out there. But what a tool. So this is how I have my 7-inch Dyno Screen set up. I've got my flaps, my trim, a couple different counters on there for trips and stuff. Vertical power, it's a good system, showing green. When my starter's engaged, that lights up. The boost pump, the pitot heat, and my smoke pump all on there, so I could quickly see if any one of those is remaining on. Sometimes it's really hard to tell because it's so loud in the airplane. It mimics or covers up the noise. So left fuel tank, right fuel tank, burn, gallons remaining, which is off of my red cube, works really good. A lot better than the capacited centers that I have from Vans. Manifold pressure, the tach, oil pressure, oil temp, and fuel pressure here. An alternator amps battery. You can see my battery down a little bit because I've been playing with the system. I just added this mano'war 800 Mike Foxtrot on there. I do have a vinyl cutter at home, and so I did a bunch of my graphics. The 625, fully capable of LPV approaches. Super intuitive. Add waypoint. DPA. Say we're going to page. There it is there. And here's my screen from Charlie 77 Poplar Grove down to DePage. Incredibly easy to add flight plans, manipulate flight plans in this system. All right, down on the stick, which is a tossed-in grip, I have a couple switches. One that's hidden, it's back here on the back, and it's just a momentary switch, but that's my Autopilot Disconnect. So when the autopilot's engaged, click, disconnect. And I can show you that right here. So I can turn the autopilot on. Autopilot's on, showing the flight director. Autopilot's in the roll mode, vertical speed 0. And so right now the autopilot's really hanging on, and you may hear the motor. And I could just click the button, autopilot disconnects, super easy. Smoke button is my big red button there. Momentary switch when I have the smoke system turn on, smoke on, let off. That way it's not going in the case of emergency. It's one less thing I'd have to turn off that could be pumping out, you know, flammable liquids. On the left-hand side is my flap switch. I'll show you flaps up. One click brings flaps up all the way, which is out there. Flaps indicating 0 there, and then it's a click switch down. One click, and I have it set up for 10 degrees. One more click gives me 20 degrees, and one more click gives me full flaps or 40 degrees. A little overkill, just kind of fun. I use downwind base and final for my flap setting. Trim, left wing down, right wing down, nose up. The Chinaman hat on there. We already talked about the left and right to control what the push to talk is doing for which radio, left or right. And then the gun trigger on the front is really my push to talk. Those are all my buttons on my tossed-in grip. All right, guys, that's just a little quick video on my Avionics package. I will make a few more of these, just talking about some of the systems and what I have in the airplane, just showing the airplane off per the comments I've gotten from some of you viewers. So don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate it. We're just learning this system and how to do YouTube videos, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a little bit of challenge learning the video editing techniques, but I'm getting it, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying sharing the videos and talking to some other video makers out there who have commented and reached out with their YouTube channels. So really appreciate it. And if you have any comments or you want me to see anything specific on the airplane, I do have a blog, 5,500 photos. It was just for my build, and I'm no expert. I'm not an A&P, so look at them for enjoyment and reference, but do your homework when you're doing an amateur built aircraft. But it is www.rv8-hanger with an A, so hangar.com. And you can go and see all those photos if you have any questions on the build. But please reach out, send me comments. I really appreciate them. So I'm changing things up based off of what people have said regarding the music and the videos and more talking and more little projects like this. So again, thanks for coming by and seeing the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. All right, peace out.